Alright, so the finishing order for today was Alonso, Massa, Vettel, Hamilton, Button, Weber, Kubica, Rosberg, Schumacher, and I think Hulkenberg was 10th. Um, all of the racing was really overshadowed by Ferrari's move and decision to institute team orders and have Massa pull over um, and let Alonso through. And you know, I was pretty pissed when I saw the article about what had happened, and then I watched the race, and I'm even more upset and even more pissed at Ferrari because Alonso's car wasn't that much faster. They had Massa pull over and let him through because he couldn't pass him. There was no way they had a good enough car. And even once Alonso went through, he didn't pull out a gap on Massa. It was a few couple of seconds over the last 20 laps. So I think they definitely made the wrong call on this. Um, Domenicali was straight away on his cell phone calling the president of Ferrari to let him know kind of what he had done. Um, and then both he and Rob Smedley proceeded in the interviews to act like they didn't know what everybody was talking about. Like, um, you know, Matt Felipe had just, gone slow into the corner and Alonso passed. They both, denied that any team orders had really gone on. When it was clear, and Eddie Jordan pointed it out and said, "You don't think we're all that stupid, do you?" It was pretty clear when you told Felipe that uh, Fernando had a faster car that you were telling him to give up the spot. Um, and it was readily apparent on Felipe's face um, during the press conference when the reporter asked him, and he said, "I don't think I need to comment." Um, the situation speaks for itself, and really, Ferrari's been fined $100,000, and they've been referred to the FIA Motorsports Council. And I agree with Eddie Jordan, who said that they should be stripped of all points for the weekend. They, as a team, I think that if you add that clarification to the rule, that no team orders always strip you of all your points, then you don't meddle with the drivers. And that's how it should be. It should just be they race, and whoever wins, wins. A driver should never have to give up his spot. It should never be between um, winning and being part of a team. Felipe should have been allowed to win. Especially, it was really bad timing. It's a year to the date from his bad accident last year, where a part of Rubens Barrichello's car fell off and struck him, and he was out for a while. So, a win today could have really helped galvanize him. And Ferrari were doing great. They were 1-2. They had a great weekend, their best weekend all season, in my opinion, since the beginning of the year in Bahrain. And this is all that's going to be remembered of it, is that um, Felipe had to let Fernando through. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Um, but yeah. But other than that, it was it was a pretty good race. Mechanical failures off the top of my head. Um, Truly was out with gearbox problems. I didn't really see what happened with Kovalainen. Um, he went out. He said something. I was following him on Twitter, and something about him and Pedro De La Rosa. So I may watch the race again over the over the week going into the Hungarian Grand Prix. But I mean, there was pretty good racing further down the field, and the Ferraris just had a great start, and nobody. Vettel was close. He was right up there with them as far as pace is concerned, but not fast enough to get by. Um, and same thing with Weber. Weber was as fast or faster than the McLarens, but not fast enough to pass. Um, and it was great hearing team radio with Petrov. His race engineer basically got on the radio and started yelling at him, telling him that if he didn't start short shifting into seventh gear, he was gonna have to crank down his revs on his engine. Um, it was like very much like a teacher and bad student kind of thing. But Hungarian Grand Prix is the next race. See you guys next week.